Hello, babies. Hi, my little lovin's. My... I almost said my boobers, so hi, boobers. It's a new nickname. Okay. This is a general message, so take what resonates and leave the rest. Yeah, don't make it fit if it's not yours, okay? And I love you all so very much, and I thank you for being here, and you're all so sweet and darling and amazing and powerful. Yeah, let's get into it. Oh, it's and this is a timeless message, but it's Independence Day here in America, so happy Independence Day. All right. The first song that I got on shuffle, actually, I'm gonna go into how it like transpired. So I've been like shuffling all my cards, just like kind of getting the energy moving and shit like that. And every deck that I shuffled, the fucking sun card came out. So I was like, oh fuck yeah, I am here for it. Okay. So I did keep one of them because it was the deck that I chose to use, and this is the Bonefire Tarot. So we're choosing this deck, and yeah, I shuffled 3 decks, and the sun card came out of all of them. So hell yeah, the sun is shining on us, babies. The sun is fucking shining on us, okay? Okay? It's shining so hard. And that's, you know, the best card in the deck. That's happiness. That's, see how we've got a little yin yang right there? That's like, you know, everything coming into balance, everything as it should be. For some reason I heard like after like those cartoons that you watch like when you're in a childhood, and there's like the narrator, and they were like, you know, it's the happy ending at the end of the cartoon or story or whatever, and they're like, and everything was as it should have been, or as it should be. Like, that's what I heard. Like, it's, you know, this happy like culmination, this finish, this is it clincher? I hope I'm using the right word. Like the finishing, the closure, the ending. It's coming together, and it's come together as this, as it should be, into balance, into happiness. I'm seeing the little sun face as like, you know, just someone that's like just came out of like meditation. They're like, you know, you got that like clear mind, you're like relaxed. Because like my favorite part is when you get into meditation and you get into that like state of like almost asleep but not. I know there's like a certain brain wave for that. Theta? I don't fucking know. Someone can put it in the comments if they're into that and they know that stuff. But it's like that relaxed, like completely just, your whole body's relaxed, your mind is, like you are in just union with yourself, and as it should be, as you should be in that moment. That's what your state, your natural state should be. So I'm getting that, and like how everyone, I mean, Jesus, oh, my poor little card. How everyone in this card, it's like, they're not like crazy smiling, like, you know, but they're content, they're satisfied, you know, there's no like, I'm not getting like jittery energy. I'm getting like, yeah, this is nice, you know, watching the sunset, watching the sunrise, like, this is nice. I'm grateful to be here. I'm happy to be here. This is good. I feel good. And you know, we have like all these flowers on here. So not only is it like warm and happy, it smells good, it feels good. You're surrounded by the things you want to be surrounded by. And you know, you're not alone. Because I'm seeing this as a couple. Whether it be like, you know, siblings, family, relationships, whatever, friendships, you're not alone, and you're in this with somebody else, and they're content as well. So win-win right here. We're just going into it. Fuck yeah. Then I continued to shuffle. And this was going to be the overall theme of the reading. And so we have the tinfoil hat, and I was like, fuck yeah. All right. What I'm getting from this is, and it was interesting because I hit the shuffle on the song after the cards came out. So this is telling me, like, being yourself, being strong in your beliefs and being okay with it. Like, you know, think I'm fucking crazy, bitch. I don't give a fuck. You think I give a fuck? What was it, the Dracula flow guy? He was like, if I gave a fuck, I'd have one, you know, like, if I had $1 for every time I gave a fuck, I'd be broke, because I don't give a fuck. So, you know, don't, you know, let them think you're fucking crazy. Let them think whatever the fuck. And that's going to put you in this content energy with the sun in this balance. And you're going to meet the people that are in the same energy as you, like putting yourself out there, being yourself, and being okay with being seen as your beliefs, your what you're into, all of that stuff. Because like where you stand and your morals and all of that, and that's going to attract the group of people, the your community, that's going to keep you, like, help you. And that's where this contentment is going to be, because you're not in this, like, you know, lone wolf standing alone. Because what I'm getting from this, and well, it's just interesting how this song came out, and I was seeing the cards prior to this, so it just sealed the deal. By you, so we have the Page of Wands. For some reason, I'm being called to do the cards, like, first. All right. We have the Page of Wands in reverse. And by you finding your community and being with them, that is bad news. Like a message. Because I see the Page of Wands in reverse as like a message you don't want to hear. Like, see how she's about to send this little paper airplane with, you know, stuff written on it, a little note, like passing notes in class. That's a message that they're either, one, trying to block, that you aren't alone in your beliefs, or it's just a message that, you know, the people that are trying to block, you know, your intuition with this Oracle card in reverse, and the empath, you know, just that we are all connected, and that we, that's where we keep raising in vibration and becoming stronger and defeating the enemy, which the light always wins anyway. But they don't want you in this, like, empathetic, connected energy, connected to your intuition. They don't want you seeing this, because that's where you're strong. And I mean, the dark side, quote unquote, like the enemy, the devil, whatever you want to call it, the old earth, however you want to put it, whatever resonates for you. And that could just be the powers that ran fear through us, that tried to inject us with fear. And that's bad news for them, because you're putting yourself out there, willing to look crazy, willing to look any sort of way. Because, I mean, I'll just tell you the name of the song. It's Straight Jacket Fashion by Chevelle. It's fashionable. It's cool to look crazy. It's cool to be yourself. It's cool to stand out and be seen in this way, and connect with your community, getting with your community and working together on this and being in contentment with that. And that's bad news for them, because, you know, together we're stronger. You know, it just takes two people with the same mindset, you know, using the strength of their mind and their beliefs to make something happen even quicker. You can do shit on your own, but as soon as we just get one other person besides that, things just happen so quickly, manifest so quickly, because we're putting the power of our minds and our souls together to create the shit that needs to happen. So by coming together, expressing yourselves, talking on this, praying on this, making physical moves and spiritual moves, that shifts this quicker and quicker and quicker. And that's bad news for them. And they're going to try to stop that message. They're going to try and, you know, fuck with your head, like put fear into you, uh, create a new disease to fear, create a new chemical to spray on your food, you know, shit like that. But, you know, as we keep awakening and being okay with looking crazy, looking different, being judged, expressing ourselves and putting ourselves out there to try to find our communities, this is how we're going to shift things quicker and quicker. And they're just going to have to deal with it. And that's a message they ain't trying to hear, because they want you alone with this Five of Pentacles upright. They want you alone, out in the cold, not with your community, because I'm seeing this fire as that warmth that, like, I got your back, you know, you are not alone in your beliefs. And you know what, let's pray together. Let's do that right now. What can we work on this together? How can we move mountains with just our minds? You know, how can we come together? What do we need to manifest next to change the vibration of our physical world right now? The 5D is already here. The new world is already here. How can we bring it to the physical? And that's by coming together. And, you know, they just want you in this, you know, energy of like not listening to your intuition, not seeing how we're all connected, and that you're in this alone, and that, you know, you should be ashamed, because I'm seeing her as like ashamed or like holding on, she's not talking to anyone, she's not inside, she's also choosing to be on the outside. So that's, you know, choosing not to be with people, choosing not to talk about this openly, and putting yourself out there and seeing who else is into this. And that's, you know, putting her alone. I'm seeing that, like, when you get so cold, like your hands don't want to work, your body just kind of like gets like stuck, like frozen, rigid, especially like, because like I've worked outside, and when it's like wet and cold, so like your hands are cold, like your gloves are wet, and you're just like, my hands don't want to work anymore, I can't feel them. That's like what's happening, because you're choosing to stay alone. If you choose to stay alone and on the outside and not share your beliefs and try to find these communities and work together, you're frozen, you're rigid, you can't. They want you in this state of not being able to make moves physically and spiritually to change into this new world. But by doing this, you know, we've got the Ten of Wands in reverse. What is it? More hands make less work. So, you know, by getting together, like having people share the load of, you know, what we're doing, what can we pray on, what do we need to work on physically, spiritually, how can we come together to work things out and share the load? And by doing so, it's going to get done quicker. You know, like, you know, little household examples, like if you're folding laundry, like you have like 100 fucking towels to fold, it's going to get done quicker if you have 5 people doing it. And that's, you know, what we need to work on is by getting together, praying together, putting yourself out there in your communities and being open about your beliefs and trying to change. And that might just be leading by example. Be like, I don't want to talk shit about people. I don't want to, I didn't like the way why are you saying this why are you trying to backstab this person? You know, calling people out, leading by example. And then people are going to witness this and they're going to start following suit and hopefully eventually get the confidence to, you know, speak on this. But, you know, this is being a leader. You have to be a leader in order to have these people gravitate towards you. Or, you know, you see somebody else acting that way, like, hey, I really appreciate or support what you're doing, how you're acting. And, you know, I admire you and I appreciate your energy. Like, just putting yourself out there in any way just to create that community of like, yes, I see the divinity in you. I see that you're changing and a good person and you're a good leader on how we should act. And just being willing to put yourself out there like that. And that is how a new day dawns with this little, you know, I guess, I don't know what the fuck kind of dragon this would be, but I like that, you know, this white light is this like start of how this light is shifting, the color is shifting. We're coming out of the darkness into this lighter, golden, healing, more vibrant energy. Lighter, like, because I'm seeing like the purple and the blue as like heavier colors, and the white is light, you know, there's less weight to it. But you have to have courage. Oh my goodness. You have to have courage to put yourself out there. And by doing so, that's going to bring, you know, more people around. Like, maybe it's just your job at work, you know, you're the only person that's like starting to openly lead by example or put yourself out there, and your beliefs on like how we can change the world, how we need to start treating each other. This is your job, to put your heart out there and stick up for people or stand up for something that isn't right. However you need to be a leader, because I'm seeing this as like, you know, Lion, the Leo, and Leo's like lead by the heart. And that's that just made me think of Dune, where it was like saying how Duke Leto was a good leader, or they were talking shit about how Duke Leto wasn't a good leader because he led by his heart. But that's actually like the best type of leader. And the reason he was saying that is because they wanted to keep them small. The emperor wanted to control and not, actually I don't remember who said that in the movie, but or in the book, but maybe somebody can put it in the comments, the, you know, Dune fans. But that's honestly the best leader, is by leading by the heart, being empathetic, but also being willing to, you know, discipline and call people out, and in the most loving way, and being courageous to do so. And that would be another thing, is like admitting when you make a mistake and putting yourself out there to lead by example, so we can all take responsibility for ourselves and accountability for our actions, and so we can shift. And that's, you know, how you're going to be a good leader and start creating these communities. Or, you know, you see this other person doing that, and that's how you link up with them, by having the courage to put yourself out there. And, you know, even giving compliments requires courage. You know, an honest compliment can require courage, especially if you don't normally talk to this person or you're not used to talking about this stuff. You have to put yourself out there and be honest and be like, I respect the fuck out of you. Let's work on this together. Let's build this new world. And we have the Landback card, and I'm just seeing that as like, you know, the light claiming the world again, or claiming the world. We're getting it back. We are, the fear control forms are no longer. And this is how we're changing this, by coming together, being courageous. And I'm seeing the pink as like self-love, and, you know, and then we have our yellow here. So speaking from our strength, our power, which is our solar plexus, putting yourself out there, and this is how we're getting it back. And, you know, we have like all elements really in this card. So like, that's, you know, back to where I was saying this sun card, like that's as it should be. It's everything is coming back as it should be, and we are content. And this is how we're going to get it back. And we have the seeker here. And this is you being willing to go the distance, put yourself out there, or maybe even like, you know, you notice how somebody acts around you, or you fucking pass them at the grocery store and you just notice something about them, you sense this. That's you being willing to seek out information, be like, hey, you know, hey, how's it going? I like, you know, just giving a compliment and starting the conversation. That's just all it takes, is, you know, sharing information, like, hey, like, let's collaborate on something, like, can I have your email, whatever, or just simply talking to them, be like, I respect, like, your vibe, you know, just being willing to learn something about a stranger that you're just, you know, you feel a calling to do so, and seeking information, and, you know, who else has these beliefs as you, and how can you link up with them, and just, and it doesn't even mean that you have to be like, oh, let's physically work on stuff together, let's make a plan. It's just a matter of connecting and talking and being like, yes, we are on the same wavelength. How fucking cool is that? And that's really all it takes. Oh, we have networker app under that. So yeah, just talking, just being like, hey, what do you do? You know, that's really fucking cool. I do this, you know, I really respect the way you talk. I respect the way you move, whatever the fuck. However it would make sense, obviously. You don't want to be all creepy. Oh shit, we have warrior under that. And this is just you recognizing the divinity, the powerful light warrior within others and yourself, and putting yourself out there. However that needs to happen. Oh shit, and we have angel under that. Yes, you connecting with all these earth angels and working together. Fuck yeah, baby. I'll go into the song now. Straight jacket fashion. Don't stand around, so far it's empty. Just pull close these witnesses that follow so trusting. So I'm seeing that as, you know, the people that, the normies, the people that follow what the powers that were, you know, still try to put in us. The fear, the keeping us separate, divided, you know, in whether it's political beliefs, spiritual beliefs, all of these things, keeping us divided, especially like a lot of like the religious control that happens, you know, like if you're not Christian, then you're gonna go to hell, that type of stuff. That's just the powers that were controlling and keeping us separate, so we don't have our strength together. And they try to keep those people in their separate little groups, so there's still strength of like their beliefs, and then fighting against the you know, it's like causing like a civil war instead of a revolt against the powers that were. There they go. By the way, we last because we're colorful. And as for fools, just play the opposite. We last because we're colorful. And as for fools, just play the opposite. So your willingness to stick out, look crazy, put yourself out there because you're colorful. You last because you are yourself. And you are aligned with Most High. And you have your drive, your ambitions to raise the vibration, to come together and fight the enemy. And you're okay with looking fucking crazy. You're like, yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna be myself. I'm gonna put myself out there. And you fools can just keep living in your black and white controlled world. I'm going to align my fucking chakras because I'm seeing that we last because we're colorful, and as fools just play the opposite. That is you coming into aligning your chakras and like tapping into every single one of them, you know, your crown, whatever the fuck, and then the other ones that we're unaware of. I know there's a ton of other chakras that people believe in and or like do research on, like even like outside of your body and shit. I haven't really done any research. I've just heard and like seen interviews on it. But that's you becoming colorful and not having any blockages. And these fools that play the opposite, you know, they're blocked. They don't use their intuition and discernment. They don't have this this antenna to Most High. They're not listening to that. They're listening to the enemy. They're listening to these physical beings that are trying to control us with fear and other things, instead of listening to your heart, listening to your divinity, and, you know, getting comfortable in wherever you are with that root chakra. Instead of that, they're just choosing to live in this fear and be like just blocked. Because quietly, you're overrated anyhow. And currently, you spread yourself too thin. All of these people, oh yeah, okay. Close quietly, you're overrated anyhow, and currently you spread yourself so thin. Climb up your pedestal to hang yourself from it. A cold day in hell is the phrase I used when I never meant to change. So this is like, people like the control forms, the fear, the mainstream bullshit that people, just try to shove down your throat and like get in your head, cloud your thoughts, cloud your thinking, is overrated anyhow, because when you are aligned with Most High, that shit cannot affect you. And it's overrated. And that's with our shift in vibration and stepping into this new world, we're seeing that shit's overrated anyhow. Fear is fear is nothing. There's nothing behind it. And, it's just a lie. And, we're starting to step into that and that understanding that it's overrated anyhow. And currently you spread yourself so thin, and the mainstream wants you in this like stressed out state in your head, but with clouded thinking and, taking in all this information that they try to put on you, to think the way they want you to think. And that's, making you spread yourself too thin, where you don't have these quiet moments where you can tap into your intuition and listen to your guides, your spirit, Most High, all of those things. And so you can actually like see things from a higher perspective and see the truth. And these people that are still under this, lie and, cloak of fear and, what that the enemy has put on us, or attempted to, I should say. They climb up their pedestal because they think they're above you, because, they're with the quote unquote mainstream, the normal people. It's normal. So, they're higher above you, and you're weird for being spiritual. You're weird for believing and following your intuition. You're weird for quote unquote raising vibration or chakras and all this weird stuff. Or just prayer. They're climbing up their pedestal, but in fact they're self-sabotaging, because the new world is coming and we're all learning to come together as a group with this heroine card, to climb this mountain together, to raise in vibration together. We're slowly, underneath their nose coming together to, have our little secret meetings and that's just us, talking to each other, like, hey, I'll pray for you, whatever, coming together in whatever way. And like I said, with the networking, that's just, hey, what are you into? What do you do? Like, or, and one thing I would say is like, oh yeah, I'd like to thank Most High because of this. Thank this for whatever. Like, just kind of like little hints of like what you're interested in, and that, gratitude, putting yourself out there. And that's going to create these communities, and these the enemy and the people that are ran and controlled by the enemy are just getting up on their pedestal and then hanging themselves from it, because they didn't realize that we're coming together and fighting this. And Most High always wins. The light always wins. And by this coming together, it's destroying the physical part of it. Like, the 5D is already there. The spiritual part of this is already there. It's just a matter of doing it physically and putting these motherfuckers in their place. And I mean the enemy by that. And it's by praying and leading by example and coming together and seeing the truth, exposing the truth. However, whatever you think your purpose is in all of this, keep moving towards that to destroy the enemy. I'm seeing the volcano as like exposing it all and putting it all out there so we can just move on from it. Like, yes, there's a lot of icky, yucky stuff that happens. That's why all this stuff has been happening and being exposed. And, people are like, oh, well, it's just nasty times nowadays. And those are the people that are ran by, the enemy. They've got their little entity attachments and they're living in fear. No, it's not nasty times these days. It's just because it's getting exposed. This has been going on for fucking ever. It's just we're seeing it now because we need, in order to take care of it, it needs to be seen. And they want you in this sabotaging energy, but we're not anymore. We've got the saboteur in reverse. And see, like, she's on a little hot air balloon, and she's about to, like, pop the balloon. They want you to, fall from grace. I'm seeing that. But because we're coming together and speaking on this, exposing the truth, we're not falling into their little traps and, their impulses. And we're not allowing our thinking and brain to be clogged up by all this gunk that they try to force down our throats through us, just with like food, media, all of those things. We're not allowing that anymore, and we're thinking clearly because we're praying up and becoming closer to Most High. And we have Prince here, and I'm seeing that as like, this is just us, like, there are masters in this of, coming in, that we have sorry, we have masters that are leading us and helping us move into this higher vibration, but we're just in this prince energy. We're in this, we are royalty, but we're also learning. I'm seeing it as like a king teaching their son, the prince, on how to rule the kingdom, on how we're going to change the world, change this vibration, the physical part of it, how we're learning how to do this. We're in this prince energy. But with that, I'm seeing with the flowers behind him, we have this like energy, this vitality, this excitement to do this. And, this says romantic charm and potential for power. That's the potential for our power. We're learning. So, this might be just us praying to the ascended masters and asking for guidance, praying to Most High, or asking for constant guidance from our angels, and listening to those intuitive hits and being obedient to it. And that's learning, that's why we're in this prince energy, because we can get caught up and be like, I don't know if I should do that. I don't know if I should say that. All of those things. So we're just learning the ropes. We're learning how to be the master, to be the ruler. And we have the potential for the power. We're just learning it. And that's okay. Because as long as we have the intent to be better and to go towards that, nothing can stop us. The next song that I got, because this, that kind of just added to this, is Fly from the Inside by Shinedown. Here's the weight of the world on my shoulders. And this is going back to, they want you alone, bearing this weight. See how she's carrying all those wands by herself, bearing all of this on our own instead of coming together. Alone I pierce the chain, and on the sting remains, and dying eyes consume me now. The voice inside screams out loud. I am focused on what I am after. And that's, you're wanting to be in the kingdom, into the 5D, into this higher vibrating world, and bringing it to the physical. The key to the next open chapter, because I found a way to steal the sun from the sky. Long live that day that I decided to fly from the inside. And that was your choice, where I see like the voice inside screams out loud. This is you battling, taking responsibility for your actions, battling those demons, battling the ego, and learning to integrate all that stuff and seeing what your job is, how important you are, and how to use your weaknesses and strengths with other people's weaknesses and strengths, like, putting a puzzle together. And that is, self-reflection. You're doing the self-reflection. The voice inside screams out loud. You're saying like, okay, this is where I need work. This is where I have strengths. What can I do to be better? And then you start observing these people and getting closer with these communities and being like, okay, this is where this person is strong, and using your intuition and asking Most High to guide you, your angels, your ancestors, your guides, all of them, to guide you to the people that you need to interact with, and to show and to witness their strengths without ego or jealousy, and being like, okay, so they have strengths here, I have weaknesses there, this is how we can work together, this is how I can learn from this person. They're a leader for me and I'm a leader for them. I am focused on what I am after, which is the new world, the key to the next open chapter, bringing the 5D to the physical, bringing that new vibration to our physical realm. Because I found a way to steal the sun from the sky. And that's you realizing your strength, your power, how your mind can do anything. You could heal yourself right fucking now from any quote unquote illness, disease, anything like that. You could do that as long as you have that strength and confidence in your faith and power. And so you could steal the sun from the sky if you wanted to, because that's how powerful you are. That's what you could do. You can do anything you put your mind to. To long live that day that I decided to fly from the inside. And that's you putting yourself out there, willing to look crazy, coming together with your communities, being willing to be humble where you're humble yourself and do the work of, that ego work of like, yeah, I do have weaknesses here, but that person has strengths there. I can learn from them. I can be a better person. I can raise in vibration by working together with them. And that could just be being friends and hanging out with them, or just interacting occasionally, like, talking to the same cashier at the grocery store, and you are able to learn and observe how this person, leads by example in a certain way that you need to learn. If that makes sense. I hope that made sense. Every day a new deception. Pick your sense and take direction. And on I search to connect. That's the seeker. To learn and break through this deception, the illusions. Every day a new deception. You're learning and uncovering the cloak of bullshit, the fear that was injected into your mind, into you, into our society, to keep us from the truth, and that we don't have this power, that we don't have this blah, blah, blah. You're seeking this, exposing this, and realizing our strength as, souls, as individuals, and together. Pick your scene and take a direction, and on I search to connect. Yes, you're seeking your communities. You're seeking to interact with these people and learning from them how to raise in vibration, how you can act better, how you can be better. But I won't wear a mask and I have no regrets. That's you being willing to look crazy. However you fucking see me is fine. I'm putting myself out there. I'm exposing that I'm colorful. I am, aligning with myself, and I'm humbling myself also by being vulnerable. I am focused on what I am after, the key to the next open chapter, because I found a way. I can't escape the pain. I can't control the rage. Sometimes I think that I'm gonna go insane. Or I'm gonna go insane. The same thing. I'm not against what's right. I'm not for what's wrong. And that's you realizing, like, you're this is that dark night of the soul, shadow integration, looking in, walking through the fire, seeing where you need to grow, where you've been holding yourself back, self-sabotaging with the saboteur, and being real with yourself to raise in vibration and keep pushing through. Sometimes I think I'm gonna go insane, and that's just because you're like seeking all of this truth and exposing it and being like, holy shit, like we are blowing the top off this motherfucker. What is happening? What is life? I feel like that often. I will be frank. I'm like, what the fuck? What is life, man? This shit's wild. Bro, this shit's bust wide open, baby. Just burst wide open. Yeah, so that's like, and that's part of this like ascension shit, is you're like, what the fuck is happening? What is life? You know, like all this shit that they said you were, you know, oh, it's a conspiracy theory, or like, oh, that's just bullshit, it's just your imagination, it's fantasy, whatever. And you're like, oh shit, it's real. This shit's real as fuck. Holy shit. Like, I think I'm insane. I think I'm gonna go insane. And because it's all being exposed, it's being revealed. The heaviness, the cloak, the darkness, the clogging of our thoughts is being lifted because we're raising in vibration and we're seeing the truth, and it's like, what the fuck is this? I'm not against what's right. I'm not for what's wrong. I'm just making my way and I'm gone. Here's the weight of the world on my shoulders, because I found a way to steal the sun from the sky. Long live that day that I decided to fly from the inside. I chose to put myself out there. I'm choosing to raise in vibration. I'm doing this hard ass work, the shadow work, the undoing, fighting my inner demons. Looking, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 on my clock. So you're on the right path. We're following the right path. We're doing this. Yes, it's hard and uncomfortable, especially like in this courage to, if you've always been like afraid of being judged in your beliefs, or you're just coming into this where you're seeing the truth. I had 41 on the clock when I looked. It can be difficult to overcome that fear of being seen and vulnerable as what your beliefs and who you are and what you stand for. Or, you know, being like, I'm in a dark night of the fucking soul. I'm undoing all this shit. And, you know, the dark night seeing yourself for who you are and where you need work it requires courage. Because it's not easy to look at yourself and see where you need to change, how you need to change. And that's also, you know, putting yourself out there, saying like, hey, I respect you as a person. Like, how are you like this? Like, what do you do to put, you know, how do you be more confident about that? You know, whatever it is. And being okay with being seen, being vulnerable, stepping into your confidence. Stepping into true confidence does require courage, because there are a ton of entity-filled motherfuckers out here that want to tear you down and make you think that you are less than, or that, you know, question your intuition, question your intelligence, question your looks, who you are, your skills, whatever. They want you to question yourself and live in fear and not put yourself out there. But it takes courage to still fucking do it. You know, long live that day that I decided to fly from the inside. You know, and I'm seeing that as like you leading from the heart, being a true good leader, having empathy, using your intuition, you know, having the courage and confidence to put yourself out there and be seen as crazy, be seen as however the fuck they want to see you. Fuck them. You're not living my life. And your ass is filled with entities, and you're listening to their fucking crazy whispers, and you know, you're still on demon time. You're choosing to stay in the darkness. I believe that is our message, babies. I'll pull one of these little guys. Oh. Be vigilant. Once again, this is kind of tying into like flying from the inside, where, you know, we have that like holding and protecting your goal. Because what does it say? I am focused on what I am after. That's that goal. The new world, our, you know, golden light, are protecting this high vibration. Be vigilant about that. How can you check yourself? And if you do fall into these lower vibrational things, you know, correcting and catching yourself and be like, yeah, fuck it, I fucked up. And being real with yourself with that time to reflect, being real with yourself, yeah, I have fucked up, and being vigilant and staying on top of that. We have 4444 on the clock. You're protected. while you're having to work through all this icky stuff, walking through the fire, being real with yourself that yes, you did fall into some low vibe stuff. And how can you fix that? And how can you integrate your shadow and stay on top of that? And that's going back to being vigilant, protecting our new world and protecting, you know, how we need to act, how we need to come together. And that might be like being courageous and sticking up for somebody you normally wouldn't stick up for, or, you know, actually sticking up for somebody and, you know, putting yourself out there, sticking your neck out for someone, and being vulnerable for them to help protect this new world and lead by example. Okay, babies, I love you so much. I hope you have a wonderful day, and thank you for riding into this new world with us and bringing it together and creating these wonderful communities and being the best leaders that you are. I'm so fucking proud of you, and I love you, babes. Bye.